and welcome to the Wealthy LaLa Show with myself, Laurie Laursen. Today is episode 240. So I'm going to jump into week 5. Now, I'm not sure how I looked back at my shows and I was like week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 4. I don't know how I managed to do that because there's 4 chapters. So anyways, whatever. So we are on week 5. And I have been, this book I haven't been doing as much as I would have. Well, I just haven't. And I get for me, other things just came up as being pressing. So it could be one way of looking at it as though, I didn't discipline myself or stay committed to this process as much as I said I was going to. And I also get too that as life goes along, it opens things up, new things show up, and sometimes those things take preference for a little while. And I don't know about you guys, but I know that in the past, like I'll start reading a book, I'll get a third of the way through, I put it down, I don't look at it for a year, and then literally I pick it up again, and the very next thing I read is something I was just asking about. So only we can truly know what's actually true for us, whether we're not choosing something because we're not actually being committed to it, which is then not being committed to ourselves, or is it because, other things just came up and other things, it opened up a new door to then other things needed to be created, changed, shifted for you to receive the rest of the book and or never read the book again. So even that's not wrong. So anyways, so we are on week 5, and I'm just going to read the prayer. So, Divine Beloved, allow me to give with complete ease and abundance, knowing that you are the unlimited source of all. Let me be an easy, open conduit for your prosperity. Let me trust that all my own needs are always met in amazing ways, and that it's safe to give freely as my heart guides. And equally, let me feel wildly open to receiving. May I know my own value, beauty, and worthiness without question. Let me allow others the supreme pleasure of giving to me. May I feel worthy to receive in every possible way. Change me into one who can fully love, forgive, and accept myself so I may carry your light without restriction. Let everything that needs to go, go. Let everything that needs to come, come. I'm utterly your own. You are me. I am you. We are one. All is well. Okay, so week 5, the title of it is The Forgotten Inner Kid. And there's a quote that says, adults, it's a word that means obsolete children, by Dr. Seuss. So in week 5, what she says is you continue to do the initial steps, cut the cords, but we're going to address a critical, often neglected piece of the abundance story, your inner child. And so in this chapter, we connect deeply with it because it's often the source of many, many financial fears. And what's interesting about that is that this last 2 weeks, since I've done the chapter 4, because remember the week before I did some stuff on the mother wound, that was just too interesting. What has been interesting is I've really been working on stuff with my inner child, stuff that really did bother me that I kept sort of kind of talking about on the surface, get a little deeper. And now that I have more of me too, more confidence, more self-assurance, more self-resilience, more grit, as I talked about on the other show, I am able to go even deeper into things that had bothered me that I couldn't before. And so, I'm looking at this and I'm going, jeepers creepers, I'm actually it's like doing the book without even knowing what the book was going to talk about next. So, she's got let's see here. It's interesting because she says, I do love beautiful objects, but when someone has a shopping compulsion or any other obsession for that matter, usually a deeper hunger lurks underneath. That's actually really interesting because I noticed that I had a very difficult time not buying books. I was, very much a supporter of Amazon. It is just incredibly easy. And I've noticed that the more I have of me, the less unconscious hit spending, like addictive hit spending I need to do, Could I have done worse? Absolutely. And I'm not making myself wrong for it. I'm just really aware of how it's changed. Okay. Oh, this is really neat. It's got a meditation in it. And, you know, we're actually going to do that. Okay. So I want you guys to just, close your eyes if you can. And if you're driving or something like that, just allow yourself to receive it while you're driving. And then you can actually listen to the show afterwards and do it then. So it's a meditation for communing. So first, shake out your hands and fingers. Shake out your legs. Shake out your energy. Let go of anything from the day. Then bring the energy back inside you. Focus on your breath and feel your body settle. Allow yourself to relax on the earth. Feel your mind quiet. Imagine a force of love in your heart. You may see a deity, a goddess, or just the light, but feel it inside as your own great self. Even when you forget, its love remains. It's always there. Then invite that young child into your heart. And that young child is you. Notice its age. It may be 5, 3, 6, 10, or even older. Allow it to enter. Let it know you're going to do a little meditation so it can start to feel seen and heard. You really want to give it your full attention. For some of you, it may feel like a feral kitten who's been in a closet for a long time and it's very reticent. For others, it may just jump out there and you'll see it right away. It may be shy, or it may be playful and boisterous. Just feel that you're its sacred caretaker, and what a great honor to finally give it the time and attention it craves. It'll tell you now or convey somehow what it wants from you in this moment. It may want you to crawl in, it may want to crawl into your lap and cuddle. It may want to talk, or it may just want to sit there and look at you. It will let you know. Let it tell you. Is it scared of anything right now? What's going on? Give it room to tell you without any judgment or condescension. You're just listening. Maybe you're holding it, letting it tell you its fears. And feel that you're allowing a wise, clear part of yourself to comfort and reassure this kid. You're letting it know especially that all finances are now offered to the divine. You're learning a different way to be. You're letting it know that you'll be taking care of it from this point on, listening, comforting, and all needs will be met. Take a few moments and just be in that. If you need to say more, it may be distrustful or not so sure about you. Reassure it, that little you, from now on, in communion with the divine, you'll be present. Let it know that whatever it feels right now is fine. It may even show a grudge from childhood or something more recent. It may even be mad at you for vanishing all these years. See if there's something it resents. Hear it out. Let it know that all feelings are fine, but a different time is arriving where its needs will finally be met. And you may even have to apologize for being gone for so long. Whatever comes up, reassure it that you've turned a new corner and are committed. But it can take as long as it needs to trust you, that there's no hurry. And let it know that all finances will now be in the hands of your wise self, so it won't have to fret about them. Make one promise that you'll keep. Whatever it wants, whatever the little you wants, big or small. And then when you're ready, slowly come back out. Take a couple of moments to write down what happened. I was just listening to on YouTube, there is like you can find all different kinds of meditations. And there was one it's for self-healing. It might have been that one or a different one. But anyways, this one particular lady does a bunch of these affirmations. And what I loved is she shared that they say, like in books and people that have done studies and research and stuff around this, is that by the time we're 8, we have 95% of our beliefs already within us. Now, Dr. Joe, I know he talks about it that by the time we're 35, I think it is, we're pretty much who we're going to be. So, like I said, take it all with a grain of salt, but just know that regardless if it's 95, even if it's 50, imagine when you were, 7 years old, what you possibly believed about money, what you saw depending on the family you were raised in or the people that you were around. Okay. So, just allow yourself to really be open that if something isn't working for you in your life right now around money, it could be, it's just a belief that you don't even realize that you have, that you just need to change, okay, and choose something different. It's really neat here. She's actually gotten this chapter where she says, because she's a writer, she loves the idea of reading to her inner child. So, she actually writes here, as my inner kid and I listen to children's books together, I state her feelings back to her. When I notice emotions churning in my belly, I say to her, you feel furious, or you feel so sad right now. I keep tuning in and stating her feelings as they change until she relaxes. I release an inner sigh even as I write these sentences. She feels relief that someone has finally seen and heard her. She can relax and let herself be held. So yes, you can reflect the feelings of your inner kid rather than have an argument about why it shouldn't feel what it does. You just witness and accept its experience. Once the little one is acknowledged without blame, it reliably calms down. Simply witness the kid, your inner child. It only wants to be heard and felt. Besides, if you want to make it feel truly crazy and frustrated, try convincing it to not have those deep feelings when it does. Boys especially, but sometimes girls too, are often told to deny having fear or sadness, but how much healthier are we when the emotions can be acknowledged and released? So yeah, it's just really interesting to allow yourself to connect with your little one and see what possibilities, what blocks, what points of view, what beliefs you have, or or entrained to, implanted, whatever, from when you were little that you don't even know. And again, ask the universe to show you. And you can listen to yesterday's show about asking the universe. So here's something. Allow me to give compassion and love to that little one. Let me attend to its deepest needs and feelings. And it's really interesting because I've actually been doing this with regards to a lot of things regarding my inner child right now, really nurturing it. And what's been neat is, like, when I find myself frustrated or discouraged or angry or something, rather than getting judging myself, I actually really stop and take the time to go, like, what is this? And if I believe this, what is it that I believe that this is okay, or that I need to do this, or just, I ask myself questions. And it's what's amazing is, and very super exciting, is that it's so incredible what I am discovering and uncovering about myself and that I know about myself. And this is popping to say, a couple of weeks ago, I went for an acupuncture session to a lady in the city, and it was the first time I'd seen her. And after we did our first session, she said to me at the end, she says, you're one of the most self-aware people that I've ever worked with, or you are the most. And she's worked with people for 15 years. And, with regards to even yesterday and my conversation about asking the universe, know that your responses can come through other people too, that they are a part of the universe. So, and I found that with her saying that, there was an awareness and an acknowledgement that got created in my world about how aware I am, that I allowed myself to then be even more aware than I was allowing myself to be aware, if that makes sense. It's like when someone says to you, you're really friendly and you didn't think you were friendly, so you allow yourself to be more friendly because you actually realize that you actually are, and so you open yourself up more to it. And then here's just a little loving kid end thing. I offer this to you, O beloved divine universe. Allow the wall to fall that separates me from my own vulnerable child. Show the root that reunites us with patience and faith. I long to take care of myself like never before. Mm, mm, mm. On that note, people, we are ending today's show. Thanks again so much for listening, and big hugs, and take care of your little inner child. It's so worth it.